Siya po ay dating mayaman na naghirap, bumangon at pinatunayan na kaya magtagumpay sa buhay. Siya po ay nakapagtapos ng high school na isang valedictorian sa University of San Carlos sa Cebu. Siya po ang founder ng GG Summit Holding Corporation at isa po sa mga hawak nitong kumpanya ang Robinson Land Corporation, Cebu Pacific, Robinson Banks, Robena Corporation, Sun Cellular. Taong 2019, pangatlo po siya sa pinakamayamang bilyonaryo dito sa bansang Pilipinas. Ang net worth po niya ay 5.3 billion US dollar ng September 25, 2019. Ayon po yan sa Forbes magazine. Siya po ay si John Gokongwei Jr. at ito po ang kanyang 10 rules for success.
You zeroed in on that, you be honest, hardworking, but I think the most important thing is to have an open mind, to dream of bigger things and try to achieve that if possible. My success, or whatever you call it, is because of a series of things that happened, like the war with my father and I. We live a very comfortable life. I went to the best schools and had lessons in music and in Chinese. We had a lot of good friends, and when he died, my mother realized that he had mortgaged everything, and well, everything was taken from us, including our house. That was the most painful thing. Was the house. I lived there for 12 years. When I was 15, the war broke out, right? My first business venture was to buy a bicycle and went to the small towns to peddle, to attend the market, tabuan we call it. You have to go there at about 5 in the morning, so you have to leave the house about 4. Then put it on a table about this size, and stay there about 10 hours. You make, I thought I was making about 30, 40 pesos a day. When you're 15, you're in a war, you either starve or you work. Life was difficult, food was hard, but you have to work. I did that about 2 times a week or 3 times a week. To places like Mandaue, Liloan, Carmen, places that are about 40 kilometers from Cebu. I think the training I had the last 4 years of the Japanese occupation, that was the thing that really helped me build up my business career first. The 4 years there with the bicycle and then a small store, without any, there's no connections whatsoever. You just use your wits. I never thought of giving up. In fact,
entrepreneurship is very challenging. It's very worthwhile, but it's also an area where you have a lot of headaches, pressure, sleepless night. But it has its rewards. I would choose entrepreneurship anytime. I think real big money, adapting to change, I think is critical. Because if you are in the wrong business, you may be the smartest guy alive. You can't make any money. You have to be able to be able to pinpoint with at least some accuracy where the economy is going, and in that economy, what kind of businesses are required, and then go into it. Say a guy is making carriages, then the automobile industry comes in, you still get stuck to carriage. You're not going to do anything, even if you're the best carriage maker in the world,
A little bit about that.
the symbol of success is actually how I started. I started at the age of 15 during the war, and bought a second-hand bicycle and started pedaling to all the markets around Cebu with 30, 40 kilometers radius. When you start at the age of 15 with no experience and no capital, you learn a lot
in going up. In competition, you're in charge of everything. You buy, you sell, you're the warehouse man, bookkeeper, treasurer. So you learn. You realize that with hard work, honesty, and perseverance, you can compete. And that was what I was able to do as a young boy.
You also live by the quality of, as we heard earlier, hard work and being frugal in everything that you do. A lot of us younger generations today, we work hard, we play hard, we spend all our money after the weekend. I mean, are we doing something wrong?
Frankly speaking, I'm not in favor of that. From my own lifestyle, I am on the conservative side. If I make $1, maybe I'll spend 20 cents to 50 cents. I'll keep 50. I won't borrow 10 cents to spend $1.10. In the end, you never make it.
Have your entrepreneurial instincts ever let you down?
No,
Not at all.
it's good for me. I love going to new things. I love competition. I really love competition.
Tell me what guides your business decisions.
Well, first, instinct. And then, now, the last 20 years, complete studies. But I think there's too much studies, too much paperwork. But still, it's good. It shows your pros and cons and work on it. That's how we go into new businesses. Like, we bought a drugstore chain 2 weeks ago, a sugar mill.
Was it that was the common factor in your decision-making for the purchase of these three?
But it has a chance of making money, and that it has a future. The important thing is the future. If it's only short profits, no, we don't bother.
How do you overcome adversity? I'm sure you've faced many failures in your life, difficulties, struggles. How do you overcome it?
Forget the adversity, just do your thing, and it will come back. If you want to cry over adversity, you'll never do anything.
What goes on in your head during the time of the struggle?
No, just forget it. Like a business no good, just drop it, I have 4 rules. First, you make a study whether you can do it. Secondly, do you have the capital or the deep pockets needed? Third, do you have the people? And can you compete? The fourth is, can you sleep at night? I guess I can have all 3. Sleeping at night, so maybe I have a little difficulty, but I sleep during the daytime nap, so I recover. Sometimes at night, when you're an entrepreneur, you're not 95, you always think about problems, But I usually don't, I just go to sleep. I love to sleep. That's one of my virtues, I think. I love to sleep. To set an example for the young people in the Philippines, that you can achieve without really resorting to measures that are not exactly right. You can do it. And that if you make enough money, you should also give back to society what you earned. And I have been doing that. In fact, it's going to be more and more now because I've given half and the dividends from the shares will be used to spend for schools and students. That's part of the legacy. I want to stress a lot of education for the youth.
Father Dionisio Miranda, Dr. Jesus Elcardo, my fellow Carolinians. It's always special to be back here in Cebu, my hometown. And it's extra special to be here at my alma mater, the University of San Carlos. I flew this morning on the airline I named after the city I love, Cebu Pacific. I went to school here at the University of San Carlos for my primary and my high school. I was valedictorian at grade school and I was number one in class in my high school. Because of that, I received free tuition and in school. I thank the school for not getting money for me. I remember Father Chris, who taught us English literature, and Mr. Kibila and the principal. I especially remember Father Smith, who was the disciplinarian, because one day he caught me running in front of his office, and I had to stand in his corner for 1 hour. When I was 13 years old, my father died, leaving me to take care of my mother, my brother, and my sister. At the time, my youngest brother, James, was only 9 months old. I took care of them all because the family has always been my priority. It was here in Cebu that I first earned my first few pesos. I used to wake up before dawn to ride my bicycle to the public market many kilometers away. I set up a little table on the market to sell spools of thread, bars of soap, and candles. I earned about 20 pesos a day by working longer and harder than everybody else. But it didn't matter since I really love my work. I love being an entrepreneur. And so all through the years, I stayed an entrepreneur, loving what I did, working hard, and always learning from the school of life. Years later, when I was married to my lovely wife, Bia, and had 6 children of my own, I finally had the means to go back to school. I went to the La Salle University to get my MBA. It took me 4 years since I was a working student. When I got my diploma, it was one of the proudest moments of my life. Then I went to Harvard in 1972 for 14 weeks to take the advanced management program. Today, I am 92 years old. I still wake up early and still love to do what I'm doing. I still know everything that's going on in my company. I stopped to learn, and I'm always reading books, and now online stories in this new digital age. I always tell my children, my grandchildren, and my colleagues, love your work hard at it, love your family, love your country, never stop caring. And always look back and be grateful to where you came from. Thank you, University of San Carlos, for being a large part of what I am today. I thank you for this Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po sa panonood. Kung nagustuhan niyo po, huwag niyo pong kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-click yung bell button para lagi po kayong updated sa iba ko pang gagawing video. Maraming salamat. Thank you and God bless.